Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about masking. Many people on the autism spectrum have many strengths and gifts that can make people successful, live happy lives. However, many people on the spectrum also struggle with many things too. One of the main characteristics featuring most people on the autism spectrum is that they struggle with social skills. Masking is something that people on the autism spectrum use to help cope with their social skills. Socialization, being accepted, and loved is very important to an autistic person. However, many might find they need to hide their autism-related conditions into society. Many people on the autism spectrum do it at school, work, or in social situations. Why, might you ask? Well, many people on the autism spectrum want to learn social skills and make lasting friendships. However, they feel that their autism traits and unique quirks might be considered socially unacceptable. So, they feel like it would be better to blend in instead. Masking is like a form of camouflage. They try to improve on their social skills by being like others and mimic everything they do. They change who they are in order to be accepted by others. When I was younger, I wanted to improve my social skills. When I entered high school, I realized the importance of making friends. Furthermore, I wanted to eventually have a girlfriend. So I thought, what could be a better way than copy other people and be like other people in school? In spite of its disadvantages, I've learned that masking does have its benefits for a person on the autism spectrum. First, it helps a person on the spectrum blend in and be accepted more. Sometimes this can be a good thing. If you're accepted in a crowd and learned a lot. When I was in high school, I joined the rowing team as an extracurricular activity. Masking helped me be accepted in groups of people that were considered popular in school. This made me appear popular, even though I wasn't really close to any of the friends that I associated with. I was given the opportunity to observe others and learn many valuable social skills that have benefited me today. I was able to excel in sports, win a lot of medals from the races, and this looked good on my college resume. Masking also helped me get hired at many good jobs that gave me good experience on my work resume as well. In spite of the advantages I mentioned, masking does have a lot of disadvantages though, especially long term. The first disadvantage masking can do to a person is that it can make them very exhausted. Masking is exhausting, period. It takes a lot of energy to be someone who you aren't. It is like an act you gotta keep performing where you have to pay attention to every move you do. If someone likes you, it takes a lot of energy to maintain that facade. This can not only be stressful, but will leave people exhausted. This can cause autism burnout. Autism burnout is when a person who has autism uses so much of their energy, pushes themselves to do things, that they'll crash and feel so drained that they get burned out. This causes them to have very little energy to do just about anything, and it can take several weeks to several years to recover. If you are interested in learning about autism burnout and how to recover from it, please watch my video about autism burnout. The second disadvantage that masking can cause is that it can force people to not be themselves. I think it is very important to be yourself. It is important to find friends who like you for who you are. If not, it can eventually make you feel unfulfilled and even depressed. When I rode, I enjoyed it, but I was left with a bittersweet memory. I feel like no one really knew me when I rode, and that is a terrible feeling. Masking can make people unhappy in the long term because the false image that they created make people not know them for who they really are. This can make many people sad, lowers their self-esteem, and even makes some people feel depressed over time. Masking makes you feel like you're losing your identity. The more you mask, the more layers of false identity you create. This can make it harder to know who you really are. I think it's very important to be yourself. If you're a heavy masker, it could seem daunting to suddenly take off that mask and not know what people think when they see the real you. However, I cannot emphasize the importance of being yourself. I was afraid to take off my mask for a while, but eventually found out enough is enough, and I couldn't ever be happier. Being yourself will help you attract people that will benefit your life. If people like you for who you are, then they will encourage you to do what makes you truly happy. This will make you happier and a more fulfilled person. Furthermore, you will have a lot more energy. You will not have to put all your energy into masking, which could cause burnout. So you might ask, are there times where I still do need to mask? Well, that's a great question, and I do have an answer. The answer is yes. There are times you still should mask. However, this should be done sparingly. There are times that everyone has to mask, neurodiverse or not. For example, certain jobs might require a bit of masking in order for you to do well in your job. For example, if you talk to customers, It will help you and your company to smile and say certain scripts even if you don't want to. Another example might be if you get pulled over by the police. Depending on the reason, you might feel frustrated and perhaps might even want to be rude. But if you're courteous and compliant, that can take you much further. Again, this does not mean you're not being yourself. It just means you're being polite in a situation where you should be polite. Taking your mask off doesn't mean telling a person they look ugly. It means being yourself, but also practicing good manners. Practicing good manners, but not sacrificing yourself and being someone else who you don't need sake. Don't try to mask for your friend's sake or family's sake or wife or husband's sake, because if you don't, it won't be fair for anyone. Be you and embrace it. Don't be afraid to show it and enjoy it. While I have talked about what masking is, I talked about some of the benefits. However, I also recommended that it should be done sparingly because doing it too much can cause drastic problems. Have you ever masked heavily but decided not to mask anymore? If so, please share your experiences in the comments below. Also, if you have any questions or ideas for future videos, so please share them in the comments below. While I hope you found this video helpful, please stay healthy, safe, informed, embrace your obsessions, and most importantly, love yourself. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.